Hytale came out. For those who don't know what Hytale is, you might notice the HY might sound familiar if you're a fan of the Hypixel Minecraft server. So Hytale was a game that has been made by Hypixel. I'll get into the intricacies of that statement in a second. So Hytale started development in 2015 after Hypixel, who operate a large Minecraft server, grew slightly disgruntled about Mojang's 2014 changes to the Minecraft EULA, where they forbid microtransactions in servers, which cut Hypixel's server revenue by 85%. And then they later announced this game in 2018. Like I said, it was developed by Hypixel Studios, which spun off from Hypixel Inc., which was the company that operates the Minecraft server, and that will become important later. Originally, the client was being developed in C#, with the server side being written in Java, with the intention that the server side would be easier for people who had made Minecraft mods to jump over and make mods for that, whereas the client was, I guess, easier for them to write in C#. The studio was initially self-funded by the revenue generated by the Minecraft server, even after it got cut by 85%, because it's still a juggernaut. But then eventually it received a large investment from Riot Games of League of Legends fame, as we mentioned earlier, in 2018. And then before Hypixel Studios was completely acquired by Riot Games in 2020. The game was initially set to release in 2021, but got delayed several times due to the scope increasing. And then in 2022, they announced that they were migrating both the server and the client to a new C++ code base. So pretty much rewriting it almost entirely from scratch at this point in 2022. And then on June 23rd, 2025, 3 years later, it was finally announced that Hytale had been cancelled and that Hypixel Studios would be shut down, citing the ambitious nature of the project as the reason. It was then announced on the 13th of August 2025, a few months later, that Simon Collins Laflame, I may have mispronounced your name and I do apologize, Collins Laflamme, I'm going to go with, because I think you're Canadian. I think I read that somewhere, but I think that could have been someone else. Let's go for it. Who was the original founder of Hypixel Inc., Hypixel, the server, and was in negotiations to reacquire Hytale from Riot Games. And then on the 17th of November, it was announced that he had successfully reacquired it. Here's the deal. That deal was made sight unseen to the current state of the development of the game. So they were taking a massive gamble on this. And when the return was announced, they also announced that they were going back to the original pre-2022 C++/Java code base that had been stopped development in 2022. And then they would soon announce that the game would release on the 13th of January 2026 on that original code base. And they also, at that point, having not worked on it since 2022, released 16 minutes of just raw gameplay footage just to show this is where the game's at, because they were opening pre-purchasing at this point, which I think is really cool to just go, look, here's everything about where the state is. You can give us money if you want. But they're going to be upfront about what the development state of the game is. Yeah, and then it finally got released into early access on the 13th of Jan, just recently, with quite positive reviews from what I've heard. I've yet to go get a chance to check it out, but I really would like to, because it seems great. And what I've enjoyed is... No, Marks, you didn't.
Well, I tried.
They have been really open with, hey, even like Finance like, I don't think this is good yet. I don't think this is like in a great state, but we're releasing it so you can try it out. And everyone's been like, no, we think this is really good, actually. It's really fun. We're really enjoying it. So I enjoy that they're not trying to like go, oh, it's done now, here we go. They're saying we still have a lot of work to do, but we're going to put it out there. And as you can tell, it's taken over 10 years from development starting to it coming out. I'm just happy it got here at all, because I kept, obviously, over 10 years, kept forgetting this thing had been announced. And then going, oh, yeah, that thing. What happened to that? Oh, it's been cancelled. Oh, it's back. Oh, it's out. So, yeah, it finally got released after all this time and after all those troubles. Yeah, I can't wait to check it out.